In this video, we'll go into how to make your own account or sign in using an account, and how you can save your TitanPads for later access or load a prior made TitanPad. Okay, if you don't have a TitanPad account, down in the lower right hand corner, get your own private space. So you're going to give it a team site name. So for mine, it's Smitty's Business. It might be Mrs. Marguglio's TitanPad or just marguglios.titanpad.com. Whatever you want to save it as. You are the administrator, so you would put your first name and your email here. The reason you do this, I'm just going to go back one page, is when you go to sign in, it gives you the prompt. It will preload your email after you've signed in the first time. It may or may not ask you to put your site address back in. Mine's preloaded because I was just in it. When I went to do this about 5 minutes ago, my email and my site address was not already preloaded. Anyway, so you would put in your email, put in your password, put in your site address, and then simply click on the sign in button. Because I've been using this for a little while, I have some of my previous pads saved in here. And what's nice about this is, like the last one that I did with my students, in the upper left hand corner I'm going to click return to pad list, and I've got all my pads here, or I can simply click on home where it will also list all of them. Now if you've just created your account, you can click on create new pad, and it'll look like the exact same thing as when you go into TitanPad.com. Here's the difference. In order to make it available, I have to share my pad, but you'll see that it says this pad is only accessible to team account holders. So what I want to do is I want to change my security. I want to open it up for the student. So I click on the security button up here, and right now, as I said, you'll see it's set on private, team access holders only. I'm going to make it public, and then I can hide this drop-down menu. So now when I click on share this pad, it will now tell me it's public, that anyone who has the URL has access to it. And then if I want to make it private again, I would just go back to my security settings and set it back to private. So again, here is my URL. As an account holder, each new pad that I make, it will add a new number on here. So I'm in a community where we're up to like 145 TitanPads. So I would type in their account name here instead of smitty'sbusiness.titanpad.com. It's that account, and then we're up to, instead of 8, it's up to 145-ish. But anyway, you can give the students the URL here, and now you can access it. Now, if you're not happy with your color here, simply click on the square, and maybe I'm going to be salmon, and I'm just always going to be salmon. The kids are going to know that. So if I go in here now, I can type in whatever it is that I want to type in. It will be this salmon color. Now, if you are a perfectionist, maybe you want to have the exact same header for each class. So to access this, I'm going to go into Import Export, and over on the Import side, on the left side, I'm going to click Browse. I'm going to find my TitanPad Sports Marketing header, and then I'm going to import now as I am prompted. It's going to overwrite everything that's back here, and I'm okay with that. So I'm going to say OK, and then I'm going to hide it. And you'll see that it goes in, and there is no color. So I could say today's topic will be TitanPad. Today's date is February 22 of 2012. And then maybe I want to put in my visual break so that the kids will always see this up here. And maybe I want to make this bold. Now if I add spaces, it's going to put in my salmon color, so I'm just going to leave it where it was. So now the students can come down here and they can start with their typing. So now your students have been working. It's the end of the day. The chat feature is available if you simply close out of this. Just click on the close button up on the browser. This will remain live, and as long as the students have your URL, they can still access this. You are no longer monitoring the content of the pad. So you never know where students are going to go. So what I typically will do, which is why I made the account also, besides being able to go back and access and have all the colors here, I also did not want them changing the information on our pads without my supervision. So I'm going to go back to security, and then I would click on private, and now only I can get to it. You can also set a password, but you can set it back to private. You can rename it. Untitled 9 doesn't really tell me a whole lot, so if I rename this to How to Make Account, and then I can click on Save. If I go back to my Return to TitanPad list, you'll notice it's called How to Make Account, or if I go back to my Home button, How to Make Account, so I can go back and access that at a later date, and it keeps all the information, all the colors, and the chat feature will still be there so that you can go back and check out how the conversation went, who said what.